Hello, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. So, today we're talking about her last hope. And we're in Mark chapter 5, verses 25 through 34. And it says, "And a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing bettered, but rather grew worse, when she had heard of Jesus, came in the press behind, and touched his garment. For she said, If I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. And Jesus, immediately knowing in himself that virtue had gone out of him, turned him about in the press, and said, Who touched my clothes? And his disciples said unto him, Thou seest the multitude thronging around thee, and sayest thou, Who touched me? And he looked round about to see her who had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him, and told him all the truth. And he said unto her, Daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace, and be whole of thy plague." So this woman has struggled for 12 years. This was her last hope. She had been to doctor after doctor, and she wasn't getting anywhere. She had nothing. She lived a miserable existence. She's at rock bottom, and she has nowhere else to turn. And so she felt like that, if I can just get close to him, if I can just touch the hem of his garment. But to do that, she would have to be among the people. To do that, for her, this woman, in their eyes, was ceremonially unclean. And she was shunned from the people. She was an outcast. So she is at rock bottom, and she has nothing else that she can do. So she is brave enough to go out into this crowd. But would they call her out? Would they shame her for even being out in public around the people? Would they embarrass her even more than she already was? But what choice did she have? She was out of money. She had no solutions. She had no answers. She had nothing. She had no hope. She had no cure. What was she supposed to do? She had nothing to give. All that she had to offer him was her faith. All that she had to offer him was her hurt. She immediately feels her body healed, and Jesus knows. He knows someone has touched him, so he asks, Who has touched me? And of course the disciples think, well, there's a lot of people around, so there's probably a lot of people that have touched him. And, they seem confused. But what they didn't understand is that a miracle had just happened, and they missed it. A woman with complete faith, who was at the end of her rope, a woman that had faith that this Jesus that she's heard about was the man that could heal her. And Jesus turns and looks at her, and he assures her that her faith has made her whole. Her faith in Jesus saved her. Her faith in Jesus healed her both physically and spiritually. Her faith has made her whole. Sometimes all we have to offer him is our hurt. And we have nowhere else to turn. We have nothing else to give. But if all we have to give him is our hurt, then that's what he wants. He wants to take what hurts we have, and he wants to make us whole again. He wants to make you new again. So he wants to give you a hope and a future. So give it all to him. He knows exactly what to do with it. So I hope that if you're hurting, I hope that if you're struggling, whatever it is that you're facing, that you just give it to him. And just like this woman, this was her last hope. He is our only hope. and He can give us everything that we need to make it through. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.